Let's get a check on those campaign developments right now. For that, I'm joined from Washington by A.B. Stoddard, associate editor and columnist with the Hill newspaper. Hi, A.B. How you doing?
Well, thank you, Chris.
Let me start with what John Lewis had to say. He issues this statement saying John McCain and Sarah Palin are, quote, sowing the seeds of hate and division. He also mentioned the segregationist governor of Alabama, George Wallace. So then John McCain calls the remarks shocking and beyond the pale. What do you make of this?
Well, this is obviously passions are intense on both sides with 23 days to go. So that's what everyone needs to know from the beginning, that people are going to react and then tend to overreact. John Lewis, however, Congressman from Georgia, does not overreact very often. He's a very measured man, and he tends to actually refuse to take positions rather than jump to take positions. So it is very interesting that he made this statement. He obviously, none of us are going to argue, has seen hate up close more than most of us ever will or ever have. And he was obviously upset by what he saw, both in the audience at McCain-Palin rallies and also in comments. Sarah Palin saying that Barack Obama pals around with terrorists, and John McCain always asking who is Barack Obama, and John McCain maybe not coming back so strongly when his audience makes over-the-top comments. So when it comes down to actual discussion of race, you know, both candidates don't want to get into a discussion of race, not this so close to the end. But obviously Obama is offended by some of the things they're saying. Obama supporters are, and John McCain feels that Congressman Lewis went too far in comparing him to George Wallace.
Let's talk about the McCain campaign a little more. I was just talking to a historian, and he was saying that sometimes in history, when there is a situation like we have now, with the economy so bad, the party in power gets punished. That John McCain, in his opinion, has virtually nothing that he can do because the economic forces are so strong in this country. The campaign doesn't want to think that. What are they saying? What's going on behind the scenes? Obviously, they can't be happy with what they're seeing.
Well, they're not happy with what they're seeing in the polls. Obviously, we've seen a huge, comfortable lead now that Barack Obama enjoys that he did not 3 weeks ago. And it happens to mirror, I mean, it happened at the same time that Wall Street seemed to melt down. So, yes, it is true that when the economy goes into the tank, the party in power is going to suffer. They've been in charge for a long time, and we've seen everything turn around in terms of economic indicators. The thing is for John McCain is that there's division among Republicans about whether or not to stay on that topic or to try to continue to open up these questions about the risk we take if we elect Barack Obama. And so they're actually very divided. I think for John McCain, he actually was close to Barack Obama in the polls until this happened. He had parity with Barack Obama in the polls until this happened. He probably would have been better suited to stay on message because he had a base of support that was almost equal to Obama's, and in some cases more. He could have, if he stayed on message better about the economy, he probably could have been competitive with Barack Obama to some extent on the message. He probably wasted too much time diverting to other topics. Of course, that's an argument going on among Republicans now. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, obviously, we've all been reading the stories in the papers about a number of Republicans who have been criticizing the campaign, saying it's been all over the place. They want them to focus on a single message. What are you hearing about what we're going to see from John McCain on Wednesday? Do you know if they have a strategy?
I don't. I think that's still being decided because we were hearing conflicting things last week up until the afternoon of the debate. And as you know, he did not bring up William Ayers or Reverend Wright or anybody like that. He stuck to the issues. I don't know at this point in his final debate, when he did not appear to win the last debate or the first one either. I don't think it's probably prudent for John McCain to go on a character attack about past associations when obviously people are increasingly worried. In between each of these debates, the market and the situation has gotten so much worse. It probably would be too risky for him, I think, for John McCain to just open up a debate about past associations. But John McCain's in a box. He obviously needs to take a risk because he needs to move the numbers, and he's running out of time. 3 weeks from Tuesday is the election.
Always good to see you. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks, Chris.